What's the size of mangrove in Indonesia?
Well, Indonesia has the largest mangrove in the world. One quarter of mangrove of the world is here. And the area is about 3 million hectares, but it has been deforested quite extensively. We lost almost half of it in the last 20 years or so. Mangrove store a huge amount of carbon, especially below the ground, somewhere around 1,200, 1,500 ton per hectares. And that is about 5 times of pristine tropical forests. So it's very important and unique ecosystem we have in the tropics in Indonesia.
What happened the last 20 years? Who's in charge of the mangroves here?
Well, mangroves is a very unique ecosystem. It's on the coastal zone, and it's very attractive for shrimp farm or fish pond development, and also other development related to coastal zone, coastal area. So the deforestation are mainly used for aquaculture in the past 20 years or so. And the rate is somewhere around 50 to 55,000 hectares per year. We are losing mangrove.
Okay. Shouldn't the government be the one entity or institution that has the most interest in protecting the mangroves?
Well, it's not clear now who should be responsible for this. There are a number of entities who are dealing with mangrove, mainly Ministry of Forestry, Ministry of Fishery and Marine Affairs, and also Ministry of Home Affairs with regard to the local government. So those 3 institutions need to talk with each other how to handle this unique ecosystem for the benefits of the community as well as for the global climate.
Okay. What is the role of your organization? You mentioned earlier you've done a lot of research on mangroves to actually convey maybe recommendations on how the government and these ministries to start action on protecting what the remaining mangroves we have right now.
Well, the Ministry of Forestry responsible for those mangrove which are in the so-called state forest land. They don't deal with those who are outside the kawasan hutan. On the other hand, Ministry of Fishery aiming at expanding or developing coastal zone for aquaculture, and it's very likely they will be using mangrove coastal zone for this development. At the same time, the local government, PEMCAP and PEMPROF, are also interested to develop coastal zone for economic development. As I said, these 3 entities should talk with each other. Yeah. The good news is that they start having the so-called forum, something like a forum for mangrove communication across this institution. So perhaps what they need is really to look at from broader perspective with regard to conservation as well as development.
What about the current, are there policies, government policies in place to protect mangroves?
There is a RPP, which is government regulation, but still in the making. It's Rencana Peraturan Pemerintah, which is derived from the environmental protection law, Undang-Undang 32 2009, and there are opportunities to streamline the importance of mangrove, its unique ecosystem for development as well as conservation.
Now, yesterday you attended or you organized a session that is specific to mangroves. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about this discussion.
Yeah, there are 3 main things we discussed. One is about how to invest in this landscape more sustainably, and among other options is the introduction of the so-called CIFOR fishery, but we do not know yet. I think science should give information about what would be the balance between mangrove ecosystem and aquaculture. We do not know yet exactly, but the rule of thumb is if you can have 50-50, 50 for development and 50 for conservation, that would be a good starting point. But the details should, be explored. What would be the best balance for that? From the dialogue point of view, as I said, this, at least from the perspective of Indonesia, these three entities needs to talk more, to share information so that we can derive a good policies. So if they don't share the information, it's difficult to derive these policies. From research point of view, we are eager to know more about the role of mangrove for climate change, both mitigation and adaptation, because we know very well that this ecosystem is very crucial in storing carbon. So it's very potential for climate change mitigation. And from the adaptation point of view, unlike many other forest ecosystem, mangrove play a very important role with regard to sea level rise. No terrestrial forest can play this role, and mangrove is situated in such a way that it can play a very important role in adapting with climate change when the level of sea is increasing, because it's very dynamic in the development of mangrove, both naturally as well as man-made. If you look at the progression of sea level rise.